Klein is absent. Trustee Gray.
Present.
Trustee Marson.
Present.
Trustee Melody.
Present.
Trustee Severs. Present. Assessor Morella is absent. John Robinson.
Present.
Also, for the record, present is Attorney Jason Geisinger and Administrative Assistant Cynthia Lombard.
Okay, is there any public comments? John, could you just check the...
I am. It's not. Just the first one, too.
And Douglas Gotham, do you have anything to say, or just when we come up with the comments? Okay. Okay, and approval of minutes of June 15th, 2026. I get a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 15th meeting. I'll second.
All right, Trustee Gray, Trustee Marson. Any discussion? Okay, call the roll.
Trustee Gray.
Aye.
Trustee Marson.
Aye.
Trustee Melody.
Aye.
Trustee Severs.
Aye.
Supervisor Stylin.
Aye. All right, and then the minutes from July 13th, 2026.
I will make the motion to approve the minutes for July 13th, 2026.
I will second that motion.
Okay, Trustee Severs and Trustee Melody. Any discussion? All right. Ready to call the roll?
Trustee Gray.
Aye.
Trustee Marson.
Aye.
Trustee Melody.
Aye.
Trustee Severs.
Aye.
Supervisor Stylin.
Aye. Okay, and then the minutes from July 29th.
I will make the motion to approve the July 29th minutes.
I will second.
That was, I'm sorry, who was the? Melody and
Melody and
Marson.
Marson.
Go ahead and call the roll.
Trustee Gray.
Aye.
Trustee Marson.
Aye.
Trustee Melody.
Aye.
Trustee Severs.
Aye.
Supervisor Stylin.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, motion carries. All right. Okay, and moving on to reports from township officials. Okay, we'll start with Trustee Melody.
Nothing for me today.
Trustee Gray.
Just want to remind everybody that Wednesday, 2 days from now, is our Veterans Committee meeting at the admin building on 151st Street, 7 p.m. That's all.
Just a reminder, everyone, school is starting next week, I believe, for both the high school and the grammar school kids, so everyone can please be careful when you're driving. The school buses are going to be out, some of them are running new routes. So please be patient. If you see the school bus stop, please don't go around. Please just wait. And on a second note, good luck. I understand the Homer Township and the Lockport junior porters are starting their seasons, so good luck to the football players and the cheerleaders. Have a great season, have fun, and best of luck on a great season. That's all I have.
Trustee Severs.
I would just like to congratulate Homer Township resident Ozzie Guillen for having the White Sox organization retire his number on a game that was played on Saturday.
Okay, and the clerk is not here, but she was. She would remind everybody that bingo takes place tomorrow at Casa Glory. Doors open at 11:30. The game starts at noon. And I have our senior expo coming up on September 12th. There are flyers here for anyone in the room that would like one. And the flyers and packet invitations on our website. And then one of the other things that the committee is starting is a Walking with Hannah. Starts on August 17th at Heritage Park, and we'll have some more information on that. Go out on Facebook and put on our website. All right, and then Highway Commissioner Robinson.
Nothing to report.
All right, and Assessor Morella is not here. We do not have a collector. And for my report, I'd like to say a big thank you to Boy Scout Andrew Krumdick and Scout Troop 65 for anyone who's gone to Trantina Farm. They built some really nice benches around the fire pit and cleaned it up, weeded, and it really looks nice. Big improvement. And also the new benches have arrived for the dog park, and we hope to have those installed within the next 2 weeks. And that's all I have for reports. So moving on to action items, approval of payment for July 2026 bills. If I could have a motion for that.
I'll make the motion to approve the payment of the July 2026 bills.
I will second.
Okay, Trustee Melody and Trustee Severs. Okay, any discussion? Call roll.
Trustee Gray.
Aye.
Trustee Marson.
Aye.
Trustee Melody.
Aye.
Trustee Severs.
Aye.
Supervisor Stylin.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, next on the agenda is approval of resolution 26-0810-RES1. It's a resolution approving a temporary license agreement between Homer Township and Commonwealth Edison. So if I could have a motion for that.
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Severs?
Second.
And Trustee Gray. Okay, just a little background. Commonwealth Edison is doing some construction work off of Bell Road at their substation. And they need, they're requesting use of our property that's just north of the Founders Crossing apartments. And for staging and parking and temporary road access. We have a lot of representatives from Commonwealth Edison tonight if anyone has any questions. So I'll just open it up to the trustees. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I just wonder, I mean, it's quite a long process, and I'm not all that familiar with it. Like, what is the level of inconvenience to the residents as far as noises, hours of operation, in and out, visibility, dirt, anything that you can speak of to the impact to the residents there?
Let me just introduce myself and I'll tell you why everyone's here.
That's
And
right.
I don't know if I should be, I know you're recording, is this the right place to speak from?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So Scott Safe, I am a land use attorney at Sidley Austin. I've been helping with the ComEd project. And so to my left is Doug Gotham, a landscape architect. There's a landscape restoration component to this that he's prepared to talk about. Jen Carroll is next to her, who's one of our key project managers. I think you're going to want to hear next from Terry Hardiman from Aldridge Construction. He can directly answer your question, but I want to introduce everyone. Amy Degnan is a ComEd in-house zoning and land use attorney working with me on the project. A senior leader in the project management team is Tiana Gilam at the very end, and then Lisa Apradi is from ComEd External Affairs. So we have different people with different expertise, but I think Terry would be able to direct you.
Yeah, so the project that we're doing for ComEd is actually on their property to the north of this parcel that we're looking to use. And we were looking at it for a number of reasons. It is a tight site. There's a lot of action going on Bell Road. Really, it started as a logistics plan for us to just get equipment in and out. There's a lot of material that needs to come in for building it. There's also a lot of soils that are going to be leaving the site. So most of that traffic is going to be coming from the north, going south down Bell Road. We would actually enter the construction site. There's already a curb cut for it, and enter in off of Bell Road. And then the process is really for safety, both for us and the public. We can have secured two points, an entrance point and an exit point for these trucks, so they don't have to back up on the job site or try to back into a spot within the off of Bell Road. So we would pull them right in off of Bell. Whatever they have, say we're unloading them, we unload them. They keep on moving forward. And then what we're proposing on the township property is a driveway that we would use, a temporary driveway that will allow these trucks to exit onto Founders Road. Martindale. And at Martindale, there's actually a turn lane a left-hand turn lane, so we could actually merge back in safely onto Bell Road. So that is the initial reason for it. To answer your question directly, we are not looking to stockpile materials or our soils or anything on the township property. That will stay in the construction zone, which would be north of the bike path. What we want to use the site for is that driveway, and there are a lot of craft employees that are going to need to come in. That personal vehicles, we would set up a stone temporary parking lot for them to come in off of Martindale, park there, come out of their cars, walk across the bike path into the job site, and then exit the same way they would walk to their cars and then be able to get it back in their cars. Our normal working hours is actually up to the village, which I believe is 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
7 to 7.
7, sorry. And, but normally we would be working from 7 to 4 is our normal working hours. And that is Monday through Saturday, I believe. I think they actually allow us Sunday, but we don't have any intention of working any Sundays. And again, back to the egress, how we're going to be able to control that is we may have flaggers that will be at those 2 points. So anything coming off of Bell Road, we'll be able to make sure that nobody's crossing the bike path to get them into the site. Once they're in the site, and we're going to put up temporary fence on the job site. Same thing with exiting, we have somebody there as a flagger so that they could egress across the exiting driveway back out to Martindale.
Thank you.
Trustee Marson.
So it's my understanding this is going to start September 1st? Or is it?
That would be the dream of the team. We're not quite there with the village. We've been through the preliminary PUD plan commission process. We still need preliminary PUD approval from the village board and then final PUD approval. So I'd love to be able to tell them that's the start date and we have a bracket in the license agreement. So this fall, as soon as we can.
Okay, sometime in 2026. So
Yes, that's it.
Is expected 3.5, 4 years is the duration?
I think, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 4 years.
Okay.
With that 4 years, there's a construction of the building itself, and then there's components that have to go in, utilities that have got to go into the building from the yard. So it is going to be about a 4-year project.
My only concern is, I mean, Bell Road right there is all under construction. And we just lived through the other side of Bell Road that was under construction for 3-4 years. It was a while. So how is that going to impact? That Bell Road is a single lane going north and south with the construction vehicles coming in and out from 7 a.m. to 4.
Your concern is our concern, so that, like I say, most of our traffic is coming from the north, so it will be coming southbound on Bell Road. So we're already on the correct side, we're on the west side of the road and turning. So there's actually an apron that's there that was intended for this truck traffic, and so is the road. So we're going to be just coming, we're not even stopping on the road. We're looking to get that traffic, we know it's coming, and take it right into the site. Once we're into the site, we're off the road, it's completely unload or load if it happens to be soil's being removed. But then when we egress out again, out on the Martindale, and Martindale has that left-hand turn lane, so that we could go back northbound. So we're getting off of Bell Road as quick as a truck can turn, and then we're getting on the Bell Road with the light change.
And you said there won't be supplies there, so there won't be a lot of back and forth throughout the day coming in and out?
Say that again?
I think you said there won't be like supply storage on this site.
Not on.
So there won't be a lot of in and out loading.
No,
unloading.
we plan on using the site itself that where the building's going as the site.
Okay.
Yeah. And back to your question, or to your statement or your question, all of this has been through Will County and the Will County Transportation. And the matter of fact, the way things are going now, it's going to be 2 lanes by the time we are pretty darn close to being 2 lanes both directions in front of the site. So.
Well, I'm just, looking at the short term, and I mean, it's tight there. And to have trucks coming back and forth, and we do have our housing right there as well, so.
That's why we're trying not to go back out on the Bell Road
Right.
without that light, you know, otherwise we'd be getting into that situation now, we're dealing with flaggers and stopping traffic and trying to get them back merged to go northbound on Bell Road.
Did county say they're likely to have 2 lanes on each side by the time we start?
They're pretty darn close. I don't know have the exact date, but I know that the curb cut is already in, and they've already started filling in that area. So we have a superintendent that's been talking with that construction group, working on that section.
Yeah, they're big piece on Bell right now.
Yeah.
The northbound east side lanes.
And then for the parking, how many cars are you?
So we have enough, we're planning on having at least 80 cars, vehicles, being able to park in there. And that was our prediction on what, at the height of our construction, how many trades we're going to have in there. So we'll have plumbers, electricians, iron workers, concrete people. We have it won't be day one, but it will eventually get up to there. About 80 people.
It'll be a peak. It will decline too as the project moves on.
Right, so once it gets up and running where it's at full capacity, that's when the majority of the cars will be there. So say probably further along, probably a year and a half in the project, then it'll be, as opposed to the beginning, there's probably going to be less cars then.
That's correct.
Yeah, so probably the middle part of the construction process will be the.
Yeah, you're correct. It's probably within 8 months, because then we'll have steel erected by that time.
Okay.
And so then you start bringing in your inside trades to start doing all the work inside.
And then the truck traffic would probably decrease at that time.
Well, see, that's the other thing too. We're not trying to stockpile materials that we don't need right away. So like the building itself is a steel building with precast. So we're not looking to have the precast come out until the steel is up, and we're coordinating that with our subcontractors. So and especially with the precast, as soon as we get it, we want to erect it. Same thing with the steel. We don't want a stockpile of steel laying out there and then erecting it as we're going. We're going to do it in sections. So it's constant. Bring the material out, get it unloaded, get it built, and then get it room for more material to come in to get it back up.
For the parking lot, it'll just be stone gravel.
Stone gravel, and then once we're done with the entire project, the enhanced landscaping that we're planning on doing would be part of the construction.
So I have a question under the operations and protection of residents clause, which is pretty well covered, about dirt, noise, things of that nature. It doesn't really say that you guys will like exchange information with the admin, the township admins, so that, you know, I would hate to see these guys chasing their tail trying to identify who to talk to in an 80-person crew that might be changing from time to time. You know, your project managers may come and go. So will you guys commit to certainly getting them your contact information?
For sure.
And maybe updating that a few times over the course of
For sure.
the project. So.
People do change, but our superintendent is he's been a long time employee with the company, and he's
But cell phones and direct emails, not just 1-800 comment.
Yes.
Okay.
He'll be able to knock on
Yeah.
his door.
I'm going to call out Lisa.
Sure. So basically what we will provide is, we'll provide you with information on a regular basis regarding the construction schedule and the activity taking place in there. So we'll give you those updates so that you can post them on the website. And then obviously any questions that you have, you can always reach out to me, but we can definitely get you obviously who the point of contact is on site if you do have any further questions. Absolutely.
And I will say I've dealt with
Right.
Lisa before, and she's always been very responsive to our questions and needs.
Those heels don't look like they've been on construction site.
I got my boots in the car. No, I got my boots and my helmet.
I don't think she's going to be directing the trucks. Put that out there.
Any other questions or discussion? Ready to call roll? Sure.
Trustee Gray.
Aye.
Trustee Marson.
Aye.
Trustee Melody.
Aye.
Trustee Severs. Aye. Supervisor Styler.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
You don't want to stay for the rest? Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I did not do this on the
Okay, moving on, we have approval of appointment of Maureen Diaguardi to the senior committee. And if we have a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Okay, trustee Gray, trustee Martin. Our senior committee is really growing, and
Yes,
I'm very
that's great.
excited about, Maureen has been a community volunteer for quite a while, and I think she's going to be an excellent addition to the senior committee. Any other discussion or questions?
No, I completely agree. Mo's going to do really well on this board.
Okay, would you like to call roll?
Trustee Gray.
Aye.
Trustee Marson.
Aye.
Trustee Melody.
Aye.
Trustee Severs.
Aye.
Supervisor Skylin.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, the next item is approval to purchase a quantity of 4 Dumore 6-foot backless benches from New Toys Leisure Products in the amount of $5,830. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Marson?
I'll second.
And Trustee Severs. Okay, we've talked about the healing garden benches before.
Yeah.
They were vandalized many years ago and were replaced. And so this would be the second replacement of them. And even since these were vandalized, they've been vandalized 3 times.
Yeah,
So,
they're getting worse.
our insurance only covers about $4,000 or $3,500 or a $500 deductible. So we were looking at an alternative to help lower the cost of those benches. And so what was in the packet were several different options that we were considering. And these are going to be similar to what we're putting in the dog park, except these will not have backs.
Some girlfriend. Because stop saying dog park.
What am I supposed to say?
I just can't stop getting it.
All right, so is there any questions?
So is this whole packet online?
Yes.
So for everybody at home, the pictures of the existing benches that are there, they're like 3-inch concrete tops, if anybody's been to the healing garden. And somebody's out there swinging something pretty serious at them because they're knocking all the corners off it, breaking the slabs in half. And as Supervisor Steinman said, it's happened before, and they've already knocked the corners off, now they're knocking off even more pieces. So these are not going to be replacement like for like, and that's part of the packet also. They're being replaced with benches that are more like at the canine area of Chantina Park, which hopefully will last a little bit longer. But really, this is, we're going to spend $5,300. We'll get reimbursed $3,500 out of our insurance, but we also have to pay additional for the bases and everything. So we're probably going to be out $3,000. That's the price of vandalism. Just basically, anybody ever asks, that's the price of vandalism right there. So
We still have to look at what we're going to have to knock down those bases that are there. And we were just waiting for the Trentine
canine
to be, so we needed to just make sure that we just needed to make sure that those go in well. We wanted to see that, all that whole process before we ordered these, but we're about ready to do that.
Sorry, I know we've talked about this ad nauseum, and I just thought of this stupid question now, but do we have any opportunity to monitor the area to prevent future vandalism? I know there's probably not any electricity back there. Some way to have cameras or something? I mean, these are going to be different, like Keith mentioned, right? So you won't be able to just break off corners of the concrete, but given the amount of vandalism there, and the fact that it's a little hidden back away.
The biggest thing to do would be to clear out that so it's more visible. It's been buried back there behind all kinds of material, it would be, since it's right there off of Founder's Crossing, Founder's Circle, or whatever it's called, it would help if that was all cleared out.
I think we have to look at
Maybe we should look into that.
multiple options for how to reduce.
Just don't want to be here
It's
a year from
unfortunate
now, but
that-
yeah, doing it again. But
that we have to have so much vandalism in our community.
Yeah.
It's just really sad.
it is.
Okay, so anything else?
So are these the additional, is this the cost to install it or
No.
No.
the Chicago Concrete Studio?
That was just different bids.
Right.
Chicago Concrete Studio was just a different bid, and same thing for the Bankston one, that was just another bid.
And I'm not sure if they all included.
So this one was the Bankston one that they bid on, and then the Chicago Concrete one was different. The last one, the Dumore, is the one that's by New Toys.
So did you have anything you want to add to that? Did a lot of research. You want to
He sums it up, we don't want to put back, we don't want to put back the same material because the same thing will happen.
Sure.
So in the Chicago Concrete one, they did include the cost of the demo. And for the bench tops, it was still $5,100. And it was still $3,000 to install. And we're hoping that we'll be able to install these ourselves. Or it wouldn't be as hard to, it just depends on what happens when we
Well, are they
demo.
is our staff going to be able to remove what's currently there?
Well, that's what we're going to try and see what we can do. We didn't want to attempt that and then find out that that's not what we're going to do.
Right, okay.
Some people think that they can do it. We'll find out. I mean, we might just see if we can hire those kids to come back. I don't know. Sorry. All right. Sure.
All right, trustee Gregg,
Aye.
trustee Marson,
Aye.
trustee Melody,
Aye.
trustee Severs, supervisor Steinman.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, and moving on to Will County zoning cases. We had said at a previous meeting that we would mention upcoming zoning cases, and I put on the agenda just for discussion with possible action. So that's why it's listed under action items. I don't particularly have any action that I'm requesting. The first one is zoning case 26-020, which is a map amendment from C2 to R2 to C4. This is the one that was the Badger daylighting going in on 159th Street that was they were at a previous meeting. That is going to be going before the county board on August 20th. It had been tabled in July. So if anybody is interested in attending that meeting or submitting any comments to the board members. So I'm just going to ask if anyone here has anything else to add or any other action. Okay, and then the next one is zoning case 26-045. That's a map amendment from A1 to E2. There's going to be a public hearing on August 18th, and that is right on Meter Road and about Bruce Road. And that is somebody's taking 10 acres and subdividing it into, they're going to build 4 homes over there. If anybody else has? Okay, and that's all there is for that. All right, and then moving on to old business for the community center update. Everything's going through with the septic, and we're anticipating that it'll be installed the first 2 weeks of September, and maybe sooner if possible. And hoping to get some help from our road commissioner. We need to, I don't want to say that bush hog.
Yeah, they didn't call me back today. So.
Okay, all right, so we're going to be working on that this week, what to do with that. And then the attorney has submitted the RFQ to me for the architect that we were going to have schematic designs done. and I hope to get that published this week. So that's the community center update. And then moving on to new business. This is kind of exciting to look at. It's Operation Senior Shovel. We have Missy Chandarana, who's the co-chair from the senior committee, is here. And what was included in your packet, I just want to emphasize that this is still in the planning stages. We put this in the packet so that if there's concerns, if there's something that needs to be addressed, like we can work on that. So the idea behind this program is seniors often, when we have snow events, are either calling us or they're calling the village or the city of Lockport looking for assistance. Either they want to know who they can call to hire, or they, if they can have help. So the idea behind this is that volunteers would sign up through a program that we set up, and we would link them with an actual resident, ideally somebody that would be in their neighborhood, and that they would make a commitment to assisting them only after a 2-inch snowfall. Or, well, if they want to do it soon, more, that would be up to them. No one's going to deny that, I guess. So I'm just opening it up for questions and concerns.
No, I absolutely love the idea. I saw it. I commend you, Missy, for putting that together, and hope it works out. I mean, my only concern, which I think is addressed in here for future in the plan, is the legal liability, which I assume will work with insurance and or Jason to figure that out. But other than that, I think it's a phenomenal idea, and love it.
So I did have Jason review it. This draft program, the program that's in there was modeled after the city of Aurora. Does this, which Aurora has probably more resources than we do in Homer Township. But it got us thinking. I think one of the things that I would remove from there is it said financially unable to clear their own walkways, as a qualification. And I don't want to get into the business of reviewing somebody's finances, so we would probably remove that. And then another component was the liability. Jason drafted, our attorney is Jason, sorry.
Sorry, Jason.
Drafted the waiver that the volunteer would sign, and could potentially do a waiver for the homeowner to sign as well, because there's liability from a lot of different angles.
Sure.
From the volunteer, from the homeowner, and just the general public walking on the sidewalk, going by. And then I also put in there Torma, well, through Torma, they have an insurer that offers volunteer insurance. It covers more than Torma does insure our volunteers when it's like directed, through the township when we are directing an event. And this is kind of, this area makes me a little bit more nervous. So I would like to read that more thoroughly. Would consider looking into that. And the cost for that volunteer insurance coverage, it's $500 minimum, and it covers up to 100 volunteers.
Awesome. So $500 minimum for a year?
Yes.
Like a whole season.
Mm-hmm. And if that worked, if it did cover them, I think it could be well worth it. So, because the cost of something did go.
Well, I agree with Trustee Melody. This is a great program. I did this in high school, so it was a long time ago. Now I qualify.
Yes. So technically, the plan is to start off slowly, and there would be qualifications that the committee would come up with and present to the board, which would be based on medical age, if they were living alone, and they would be paired with a volunteer for the season. So we would be asking our volunteers to commit for the season. The hold harmless waiver is very important to the senior committee, that we cover our volunteers and that we also cover our seniors at the same time. So our goal is to try and get this moving forward now, so that come during shoveling season, we've already implemented this and we can start getting some applications in place and getting them paired up with volunteers. So being that, yes, I was in Phoenix in 117, but snow is 2 or 3 months down the road. So to be able to make this work, we need to start working on it now. So we are very excited as a committee to do this. and really excited for our seniors that hopefully we'll be able to fulfill a need that they have and allow them access to get in and out of their facilities.
Will the high school allow this to be counted as their community service hours?
So I did reach out to the high school initially. I will reach out to Mrs. Crosby again, and I think Mrs. Adolph, and they will list it as an item. My concern would only be that we are asking for a commitment for the volunteer so that that senior has that same person every time to connect with. So I'm not opposed to working with them, but I don't want to have to manage that relationship, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So I think that we could
Somebody
give
would have to manage the reporting, I would assume.
the recording is simple. I mean, that
Recording
is
the hours.
something, but it's more that if the high school student doesn't show up, the high school, like, what happens then? Because the high schools, they just learn about that through the website, the students, and we would have to have some kind of commitment from that student. So I think that's the struggle. Like, we've all been young. Responsibility's hard.
Yes, and then once you get it rolling, I'd love to coordinate with the Veterans Committee too, so we can make sure that elderly veterans as well as disabled veterans are made aware of this program. So if there's, and I understand at the beginning, in the early stages, it's probably going to be very difficult to assess how many snow angels you have as well as how many needs you have out there. So I'm not asking for that right away, but I think it would be a great ligature of it.
I agree.
So,
And I don't doubt that there will be a learning curve,
yeah, absolutely.
different ways to improve upon it, and we'll be open to that. And I also do want to mention, Facebook did start something, there's a group on Facebook called Homer Glen Helping Hands,
Yeah.
where people can post a need, and if somebody in the community is willing to help them. The only thing with that is most of these seniors that will probably be helping are not people who are on a Facebook group,
Sure.
paying attention to that. So that I think still solidifies a need for this.
Sure.
And so my goal is that over the next month, before the next meeting, is that we'll hash out anything from comments. If you guys, if any of you guys, you read through it again and you say, hey, wait a minute, what about this? Please direct it towards me, and then we'll try and work on that so that we have something solid to present at the next meeting and approve.
Right.
Okay.
Real good job.
Thank you, Missy, for taking that.
Yeah,
That's
good job.
been a dream for a long time, and I hope we can make it work.
So, could I ask a question or?
No.
Why did you ask?
You did it also.
Sorry, just a mercy.
Missy, are you going to put like time frames in place? Like, if someone volunteered and they want to do it before work and they want to get out there at 6 a.m., is that going to be a problem? Or if they did it after work and they get out there at like 10 o'clock at night?
I think the initial program, so I researched a few programs to kind of see what was out there, because my philosophy is why recreate what's already created? And if somebody has something that's functioning, I know there's like a fun phrase for it, but basically just kind of borrow it without permission in a way, I guess, and with permission.
You appropriated it.
Thank you. I think the basic guidelines is within 24 hours that they're asking. It's a 24 or 48 hours that they would be out on site to shovel. I'd have to do a little research on the time, because we would want to be considerate to our seniors and to our people that are volunteering. So I could do a little more research and see, and reach out to Aurora again to see if they have anything on their website.
Because I just know, people are volunteering at their time, they can't get there till like after work, they get up there till like 8, 9 o'clock. Is that going to be a problem for someone, or someone, like I said, wants to do it before work, they could be out there at 6 o'clock and get it done? Is that going to be a problem? Because the last thing we want is someone out there at 6 o'clock and then someone complaining that that person is out there too early, or they go in at 9 o'clock, they're out there too late. So.
And that's a good point. So maybe in the initial year, there may be something on there that, we are going to work around the volunteers' time, and please reach out if the time is not working, and we might have to fit you with a different volunteer, right? But I think we do have to remember that this is volunteers. We're just trying to help, right? But I also understand people trying to sleep. They may come with a shovel, it shouldn't be disruptive. If it's a big snow blower, then maybe so. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's a great question, and something that we can kind of look into further, and maybe put something on the application, so we maybe can almost pair people up that wouldn't like that, and people that could go either way with it.
Can you shovel my snow anytime?
I already heard keep sign up.
Yeah.
So, we are.
I qualify. I qualify to have it done now. You know, another thing you might want to look into, there might be an app out there already for managing the volunteers. Not so much for the seniors to sign up and get service, but to manage the volunteers and maybe upload pictures. This is done, you know, check off the list. There might be something on to make the management of the working end of it might be. You know, I got to imagine that, you know, these communities are, you know, copied tens of thousands across the United States. So.
They use, we're using a platform, I think it's called Impact Page.
Well, Better Impact.
Yeah, I didn't bring any of my stuff with, so I apologize. But, and that's the platform that they actually use for their volunteers to be able to create accounts and log in. I think that we'll just, again, start slowly, see where we go, use that paper version, and then see what we can do. I mean, I think as our senior committee is looking to provide more activities and events and do things, AARP and walking clubs and things like that. We are also really proud that we have 15 community members who have signed up to be volunteers for the senior and the veteran committee, and we are always looking for more volunteers to either chair events or to assist with things like this, one-time volunteers or permanent volunteers. So.
Okay, Trustee Marty, Trustee Gray, any other
No,
thoughts?
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, great. And then moving on, also under new business, I put acceptance of credit cards. And the reason why this is on there, we've been discussing the possibility of accepting credit card payments at the township for a little while. And with the senior expo, that really drove the need more. People just really don't have, a lot of people don't use checks. You know, they're using Zelle, they're using Venmo, they're using or credit cards, and so what was that? ACH or whatever, but we can't take any of those kinds of payments other than check or cash. And what happens with the senior expo is a lot of people want to have a corporate account and they want to just put it on their credit card, and we can't accept the payment for that.
Why
So,
can't?
Because we don't have the ability right now with our bank to accept credit cards. And so we did some research, and BMO does have a program that they can offer us. But then I ran it through Attorney Geisinger and found out that in order to accept credit card payments with a government agency, you have to have a public hearing to accept.
To accept each one, or
No,
to make a policy?
No, each one. That would be awesome.
Because while it does say 1836 on the wall, it is no longer 1836.
Yeah, it's a really,
Somebody swipes you.
yeah, it's a pretty archaic statute from, it came about in 1997. And I'll say that probably many municipalities and municipal government just ignore it and do it, and nobody has complained. I just learned about this not that long ago when one of my municipal clients was trying to do this, and I was like, well, let me just do a little research to see if there's anything special we can do, and I revealed this local government acceptance of credit cards, which is really simple. You just hold a little public hearing, and anybody who wants to speak on this intended practice will have the opportunity to do that. And then we just pass a resolution establishing the practice after that, and then we never have to do it.
And it will cover all of those things, Zelle, ACH, transfers, things
I
like
don't know
that.
about.
I mean, we need to look broader because we are the young parts of the seniors, right? So we are electronically literate for the most part. So this is only going to continue to be the way of the future. I don't work in cash basis.
Yeah, like the public hearing,
Right.
the public hearing process is only related to the acceptance of credit cards. So if we were going to accept Zelle or some type of electronic transfers, there's no legal requirements except you just have to do a policy and a public hearing, and that would just be handled through the bank. You just have to set up the technology to accept it.
And I think even with the bank, when we had the meeting with them, there is something about Zelle tells you not to send to government. So I'm not sure.
Well, I just think we need to be
Yes.
broaden out there all the different ways that we can do this because, like I said, we are the electronically literate senior citizens, basically, and, you know, this is going to continue to be the case going forward.
And the use for this would be for town hall rentals, when we do a senior Christmas party payment, Valentine's Day parties, and so the need, you know, I will have other applications for it. So the reason why this is on the agenda though too is we are going to have a public hearing at we won't be able to do this until our next meeting unless we have to publish that notice 10 days in advance. So it unfortunately is going to affect us with the exhibitors for the Senior Expo. I just have to, you know, squeeze a check out of them. So, and you'll see that on next month's agenda. And then moving on, the next item under new business, well, actually this probably could have fallen under old business, is the Village of Homer Glen Parade is September 5th, Saturday, and I'm just looking to the board here to see who is going to be participating. And if somebody wants to step up and help decorate and pull the other things together, I know some people are really good at that.
I don't have the softball schedule yet. Okay, so as soon as I get that, because I do
A couple weeks.
I know, so.
I will be out there.
You will be out there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be there.
I most likely traveling that day, but I will.
Okay. And then we might be looking for somebody to drive the truck, you know, that, maybe Tammy.
Yeah.
Not Keith.
So,
Hips me go then.
yeah, so
Yeah, not me.
Do we have to, when do we have to have the application in by?
we already did.
Oh, we further, okay.
Okay, so it's just a matter, it's a couple weeks, so whatever, we ordered a bunch of stuff to decorate the truck with and things to hand out.
Similar to what we did last year.
What's the theme?
Red, white, and silver,
Oh, that's right.
because
Okay.
it's.
Do we still have the banners from last year? The banner?
I believe so.
So can we get a couple of teams to carry that again? We have, was that?
That was Don and his son that
Don's
carried the
son, yeah,
banner, I think.
I could try.
Well, if you're out there.
there.
He wouldn't come anyways, if you were out of town?
Sure, but
Quite a few with teenage children still, you guys can go. Because my grandchildren are too small.
All right, well, I'll be looking for some support for that. You can be in touch, and I will be
Okay, got
texting you or emailing you on that to see what you can do to help. And then moving on, for closed session, I don't have anything unless anybody else has anything for closed session. And then, then I am just looking for a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion to adjourn.